today?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing okay. So, how can I help you this week?
Well, I know. Where do I start? I'm feeling kind of disappointed and also frustrated at the same time. Because I work at this company and I had actually refer my friend to come to the company, and I've been there for what going to 2 years, and she just started like a year ago, and then now it's a new contract, and then they end up giving her the team lead position over me. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly how to go, how to accept that, but just thinking about it is just very disappointing.
Okay, so you brought her on a year ago. You all had a personal relationship before she started working at your job, right?
Yes, we have a personal relationship.
Did you help train her when she came in?
Yes.
You did?
Hmm.
Okay. And so now she's been offered a position that's higher than yours, and you've been there longer than she has.
Yes.
That must make you feel upset and sad.
Yes, it did at first because I kept playing it in my head trying to figure out like why they even send me an email to see if I wanted the position and stuff like how did she come? How did it come about for her to get that position other than me?
Have you spoken to your manager about it?
No, I haven't.
Have you spoken to her about it? The young lady that you got the job?
I spoke to her about it a little bit, and she kind of told me that she reached out to them in an email, and then she told them that she want the position if it's open. Just she know we both knew it was gonna be opening, but I guess she just beat me to the punch and getting it. But I just thought the fact that since I've been there longer, they
That you
would
would have
right.
gotten it. Did you apply for the position when it was listed?
It wasn't like a position that needed to be applied for. We just knew that the team lead prior wasn't gonna be there no more.
Oh,
So it was like, okay, my thought it was just they was gonna send me an email saying, "Ordy, would you like to be the team lead?" You know, like that, because my feedbacks at the job was always good. You know, so I just assumed that they was gonna go ahead and send me an email or give me a call saying, "Do I wanna step up and take that position?"
Okay. So because you feel like you've been there longer and your performance has always been good, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you feel as though you should have been offered the position instead of her.
Right.
Do you feel like there's some area of growth possibly in the position that you're in? Like, do you feel as though you could learn more things, or do you feel like you've learned everything and you're ready to go to the next level?
I think it's the area for growth. In the position that I am now, but I'm just trying to shake the fact that why not get the team lead position? Like, I guess it'd be better if somebody would call me and be like, "Oh, the reason why we chose her is because X, Y, and Z," not just, "Okay, we chose her, let's move on."
Yeah, that would have been nice. Did you speak to your boss before? Well, no, not before. Did you speak to her about the position when you first heard about it? Your manager.
No, I did not talk to her about it. The only thing is that before I started with the company, this young lady, she had told me exactly how she became a team lead because they called her and told her about the position, and that's how they ended up placing her. So by her being there longer than I and she's leaving, I thought, okay, the next person that's gonna boost up is either me or this other young lady that was there around the same time, but somebody else.
So you felt as though you didn't need to express interest because the previous lead didn't. She just got a phone call. You thought maybe you would have gotten a phone call.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
It made me feel upset because it's kind of disappointing too. Because it's like now I'm actually questioning myself. Like, okay, what am I not doing wrong? Like, I hope you guys would come back and give me some kind of feedback. Like the reason why you didn't get it is because you better being in that position or something. But it's like I don't know. I guess it's just when I think about it, I'm just questioning myself too because I'm driving myself crazy.
So tell me about how you felt when you first found out about the position and it was given to somebody else, somebody that you helped get the job.
Like why? I felt like it was a rejection.
Okay. How was the rest of your week?
It was good. I kept it to myself because I'm a person that I keep everything inside.
Okay. So You had a friend who needed a job. You got her a job. And she's only been there a year. You've been there 2 years. And she got promoted ahead of you. And that made you feel rejected.
Yes.
Okay. But how do you know that you feel rejected? How do you know it's rejection?
I guess just to think about it now, since you asking the question, it just, I guess it got to do with me personally. Like, not only for this job, but applying for a job in general, or even like if I want to do something and somebody end up telling me no, I just take it as a rejection.
Do you get rejected in your personal life?
Yes.
Okay. And where does the rejection come from in your personal life? Who gives that to you?
I guess probably my past relationships and stuff like that. And also, having a father that doesn't open up much to us. So when I go to him and ask him questions, he might like even cut me off, or it seems like you pushing me away because you don't want to open up, or me asking you a simple question, you just give me a yes or no answer.
So it's disheartening to feel rejection in your personal life and in your professional life.
Right.
Okay. So what can we do together to help you process that?
To be honest, I don't know. Because like I said, I think it's me. Like I allow myself to tell myself how to feel, instead of me be like, okay, maybe it's not what it is. Maybe it's just you overthinking it and stuff like that. So since I told myself it's rejection, so I'm there seeing the rejection part. I'm not seeing maybe the positive or stuff like that.
I feel like because you are feeling rejection from your personal life and you express where that comes from, maybe you should speak to your father about that. Because obviously that feeling is not just about work, it's deeper than that. So the root is at home. Have you tried talking to your father?
No, not really, because I already see if I go talk to him, he's not gonna give me an answer what I'm looking for, or even trying to figure out, oh, what do you mean? It's just gonna be like, okay, like he's just gonna find a way to brush it off.
Okay. Have you spoken to your mother about it?
Yes, it's funny. Like I could talk to my mom about it, and my mom kind of agree. Mom, like, okay, he don't know how to talk to people and stuff like that. That's them being married for so long. She know that, and she experienced it. She know exactly that's my father. But it's like now at the age that I am now, it's affecting.
So I would like for you to try to speak to your father again, just to express that it's affecting you in your everyday life now, and it's affecting you professionally, as well as personally, and just to get his feedback on it. And it may not be much, but something is better than nothing. Okay? When do you think you could start that? Okay, so tell me, how does how does rejection feel to you? Describe what that feeling is like.
I guess rejection to me feels like, I guess, isolated, pushed back, like shut down, and I just find a way to just not deal with the situation. Like when it comes to my father, it's like this time I see him, I avoid seeing him. And mind you, we're in the same home.
Okay. I want to go back to the friend and her getting promoted ahead of you. Because you all were friends before you all became co-workers, have you talked to her about how this has made you feel?
I told her how it made me feel, but as far as like how I'm truly feel, like in a way, I kind of told her congratulations and stuff like that. But it's like, even though it sounded genuine, but I never expressed exactly how I feel rejected, disappointed, or even frustrated about it. I didn't share that part with her.
And why haven't you done that yet?
I don't want her to take it the wrong way. Like I want her to understand where I'm coming from, not just, oh, this is like, oh, is this jealousy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that.
I can understand that. Okay, so do you ever plan on talking to her about this?
Maybe one day.
Because, you know, it may affect your personal relationship, and we don't want that to happen.
Right. I'm thinking of talking to her about, but I guess when everything is kind of finished, played out in my head, that it's not like it's. When I start telling myself it's not rejection, it's not. I should not feel disappointed. When I start telling myself positive thoughts, then maybe I'll be able to open up, like, you know, oh, the time when you got a teammate position, this is how I was truly feeling about it, and maybe she'll be able to receive it better then.
So you feel like maybe you should process everything that's happened first.
Right.
Work on forgiveness a little bit before talking to her.
Right.
I can get that. You don't want all of your emotions to come out on her because it's not really directed towards her.
Right, right.
Okay. And your father. You said that sometimes you're home and you don't even want to see him or speak to him because you're fearful of rejection.
Right.
How do you plan to overcome that?
I guess by
How can we overcome that?
by continuing avoiding him.
No. You have to be able to speak to him. I mean, that's your parent. You all need to have somewhat of a good relationship. You should feel okay with speaking to him. And the fact that you don't says that is weighing on you heavy emotionally. You said that you spoke to your mother about it before and she agreed with you. Does he reject her?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So, and how does she deal with that? Did she give you advice on how to deal with it?
I guess with her, the fact that, like I said, she's been with him for so long too, when it's like she probably brush it off or make a little joke like, I'm not stunting you like that. So it's like she knows how to deal with it, but it's like for me not being around him for so long, you know, as far as, you know, even though I was raised in the home, but, you know, coming back home, it's like, okay, how do I deal with that? How do I brush it off the way mommy do?
I was about to ask, so because your mom brushes it off a little bit, you've kind of idolized that behavior.
Right.
But you don't want to idolize that behavior.
No.
Okay. So how do we get from there? Because brushing it off doesn't fix the problem. You have to be able to communicate, but you want him to be open to what you're saying as well. Okay, what does your father like to do?
Honestly, he works, come home, and he just go in the room and probably watch sermons on the TV and stuff like that.
What is his favorite thing to do? You know, he has like to do something.
To be honest, I don't even know.
Okay. So maybe ask your mom what's his favorite thing to do. Maybe he likes to go to the park, go to the beach, and take him to that setting and explain to him how you feel. And it may be received differently versus you explaining it in a common setting, like being at home.
I mean, I could try that, but at the same time, like, my father is very private. Like, he goes to work, he come home, and then he just go in his room, and then he just, like, I just feel like all my life he just been the breadwinner, and then that's it. It's like we don't have a relationship with him.
Are you the only child?
No, I have 3 other siblings.
Does he respond that way to the other siblings as well?
Yes, he does.
Well, I would like for you all to get on a better dynamic and have a better relationship. I feel that maybe you should try speaking to him because you don't want this to keep affecting you throughout your life. And he's your father. And although it may be hard for you to connect to him, I think that talking to him and expressing how you really feel and bringing up work as well, because it's affecting your professional life too, that it may spark something in him to say different.
I think I try my best to, what's the word I'm looking for, like to get it as appreciation. Like if I'm going somewhere, I want to go in the room, be like, oh daddy, I'm going somewhere, I'll be right back. Like just to have that little small communication. He hears them say, okay, but it's like, I want more than just that, you know, so I don't know, it's just, I think it's so much more than just the rejection part.
Okay. Well, I want to give you homework.
Okay.
Okay? The homework is to go home, ask your father what is his favorite thing to do, or just ask him to hang out with you for a couple of hours or an hour. Go and have coffee and get him out of his element and explain to him what's going on with you internally. You see how he adjusts it or receives it. And we can talk about it next week.
Yes, I think that's gonna work because my dad loves to eat, so I can always take him to a restaurant and just, as long as he's not paying, he's off work.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think that would be great. Thank you for that. I'll consider doing that.
Okay. Well, we will see each other next week. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.